I missed the Grand Tour. And with only one episode in the 4th season, I want some more. So I thought that I should play the game to have fun and just get more Grand Tour. So, and I'm doing it here, so everybody who wants to join can join and have fun and watch some Grand Tour again and have a laugh and a laugh about my driving, but that doesn't matter. We're all here to have fun. So I have played this game before and I have done a little bit in the 3rd season, but I'm gonna take it from episode 1. So I hope you will enjoy it and welcome to the Grand Tour game. Oh man, I missed this intro. So
Now, a lot of people have been saying, why has it taken so long? What have you been doing? Well, hopefully, we can answer that with this short montage of what you can expect over the next 13 weeks. I think
we don't need to see that.
I think you're going to like this series, and I particularly think you're going to like how it begins, because even over here on this side of the pond, we recognize that Detroit is the spiritual home to anyone whose communion wine is petrol and whose heart beats like a big, lumpy, wet V8. Which is why this week, and it's long overdue, the Grand Tour is off to the Motor City with an idea. Of course, the whole world knows that Detroit is now a shadow of its former self. But we also know that efforts are being made to bring life back to the ruins, with urban farms. Local people are being encouraged to grow kale and beans and seeds in plots like this, where houses and businesses once stood. It breaks your heart. I mean, this is Detroit. It shouldn't be a help-yourself pop-up street allotment for organic vegan peace hippies, when it could be a pulsating playground for the petrol head. It has the roads. It has the space. It was built by the rumble of a V8, and it should rumble to that sound once more. So that's what we've come here to do. Make some noise.
Yes.
These are the toys we'll be using. 3 American muscle cars, all of which have been tuned to a tire-shredding DEFCON 1. I have the Ford Mustang RTR Spec 3. Mr. Slowly has what's called the Exorcist. And in his whining Dodge Challenger Demon, Hammond has an erection.
Yeah, I would probably do have that too.
To make this, they took a Hellcat I drove on before on the show and just made it more of everything.
Ooh.
Watch this.
So,
Oh, here we go, here we go.
so, what's your favorite car about? What's your favorite car? When it comes to the tree here, you know?
Try it now.
I don't know what mine is. I think I really like this
Gotta
one.
keep the pressure on.
In real life, I really like the looks
Noise in the city.
of the Challenger. But Camaro ain't bad looking. But
This car is tuned by Hennessy. They've taken a standard Camaro and they've given it 1,000 horsepower.
They haven't touched anything else, only the engine. Wheels are standard, brakes are standard, suspension is standard, bodywork is standard. It's all standard except the power.
well, that's not
Yes!
very clever.
Forward.
Give a car 1,000 horsepower and don't change anything else. When the car original have, I don't know what, but 400 something. Give it 600 more horsepower. This car must be fun to handle in real life.
It's tremendous. Oh, that's interesting. Concentrate, look through the bend. This is not a complicated one.
Okay, I'm driving like so bad. But I don't want to lose the fish. So now I got it close.
Tremendous. Go!
It's idiotic, honestly. And yea, though I walk in the shadow of the valley of death, I will fear no evil.
That's the
Because I
spirit.
am the exorcist.
This may look small and delicate compared to the other two, but be in no doubt, it has the muscle car credentials. Oh yeah.
The fact is that the engine in Hammond's car is a push-rod, two-valve iron museum piece. And May's car, yes, it has 1,000 horsepower, but it's running on standard brakes. This is just a little bit cleverer.
See?
They haven't just put a supercharged
Even Clarkson mentioned the Camaro for its horsepower and
lowered it and stiffened the anti-roll bar.
stuck things.
So, it can do this. Drive carefully. Ta-da!
So now we got it.
Oh, look at that for a tidy line.
Oops. And for those who haven't played this game, it's not like the greatest driving experience you could have, but it's a Grand Tour game, and it's just a fun game if you like the Grand Tour and you want to play it and have fun.
Anthony Joshua. Oh,
I love it because of that.
big and brawny, but it has
has brains as well. Then there's its name. It's the RTR, which stands for, and I'm not making this up, Ready to Rock.
Chaps, did you know mine only comes with one seat as standard?
Really?
What?
As standard, you get one seat in a Demon. You can opt to have the others put back in, and it costs you $1.
Which seat do they put in as standard?
Yeah.
Eventually, we decided to pull over in our motoring theme park to see which of our fairground muscle rides would be the fastest. In a street drag race.
The old-fashioned way.
So, what I'm thinking is, here, when the lights go green, down, what's a quarter of a mile, just beyond the church?
Yeah, something like that.
Perfect.
What if the police come?
Well, he won't, he's in Beverly Hills. I've seen the movie.
Why can't we just do this on a racetrack or a runway like we usually do?
Because we're here to prove that this is a racetrack.
Detroit is empty now and should just be used for this sort of thing.
Yes, but it isn't a real race. It isn't an actual race.
No, it is.
is.
This is where the muscle car was born.
I
That was
can't
a
do
ra-
it.
Why can't you do it?
Because Dodge only lent me that car if I promised not to do any drag racing on the road with it.
What?
But it is,
That's what it's for.
I know.
it's literally what it's for.
Yes, I know, but that's the way it is. I'm sorry.
Do you think it's an insurance?
Stupid.
No,
It's
Because they don't want it on the roof.
Who's driving it? Richard Hammond.
You
Right,
can't drive it.
it's just what they said, and I'm really sorry, so we can't do it. I'm sorry.
We can.
We're not going to do it without that.
Let me think. Yeah, we are. Just
Really
right
gonna-
the way. Right the way.
One for all and all for yourselves. That's how
Yep.
it goes, isn't it?
Hmm. So yeah, so this game is, if you want to dream away and be in the Grand Tour, this is a great game for it, just to have fun.
3, 2, 1. I don't want to sound like you, but the launch control of this car is so complicated. There's a YouTube video about it, and I have watched it, but I've forgotten.
Ooh.
Finally, I waved the white flag. And then we took a closer look at the savage beating heart of the Exorcist. And that's a standard Corvette engine, basically,
Z06, yep.
with a supercharger plonked on the top. That's there, yes?
Yes,
Yay.
2.9 litre supercharger.
So the bit they've bolted to your engine is bigger than most European engines.
Yes.
So is the one on mine. It's 2.7 litres.
Yeah, not as big. The point is, Simon, this is the Exorcist. The job of the Exorcist is to vanquish the demon.
It's like, you remember in the 60s, I think, Di Tommaso made a car called the Mangusta, which is Italian for mongoose.
Yes, and a mongoose can kill a cobra, can't it?
That's why they did it.
Yes, but this hasn't vanquished the demon. It hasn't beaten it.
Tell you what, why don't you find a racetrack or a runway somewhere, okay? I'll gracefully bow out, and we can have a race between good
And evil.
and evil. First, though, we decided to find out which of our cars makes the loudest noise. There were, of course, many possible locations for this important test. But eventually, we found one that was absolutely ideal.
I'm going to put this on because there may be dust. There will be dust.
You think?
Traction off. I'll just make wheel spin. Wheel spin, that just makes a huge amount of noise. Are you ready?
Yes.
Go.
Is this good enough? Oh yes.
God, that's pretty horrible.
How loud?
Well, at its peak,
Yep.
125.2. Oh, wait a minute. You don't know. You're the first to go.
125.
Yes.
The Who, widely regarded to be the loudest rock band of all time.
Yes.
126 decibels. Deep Purple, a mere 117 decibels. That car is louder than Deep Purple.
But probably a lot quieter than my demon.
Any minute now, paramedic will be cutting his trousers off.
You should have taken them off before he got in.
Joe, I don't know why he wears trousers.
Here we go. Ready in 3, 2. Oh, wait a minute. It hasn't done it.
Bing, 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 bing.
Easy mistake. We've all done it. Forgotten the key when you're donutting in a Detroit theatre that's been turned into a multi-story
Every
car
day.
park. Everybody's been there.
Okay, in 3, 2.
Go!
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
125, 2 to beat.
Yeah.
Doesn't make a lot of noise.
118.8, tiptoe boy.
2.7 litre capacity supercharger on it. It's
Still louder than
Well,
Deep
they didn't build
Purple.
it for this. They built it for drag racing, and they wouldn't let me
Oh,
do
did
that.
they?
So,
Did they?
How do we know?
well, they did. Before this sore point became even sorer, I sent James off to have a go.
Don't think he's ever done a donut.
No.
We are about to witness James D. May losing his virginity.
Popping his donut cherry.
James May, are you ready? Fire it up in 3.
2, 1, go. Poor
It took him
James.
a little while, but eventually he got the hang of it.
Now we're talking.
Away! Watching the score.
Why don't we just go? Come on, James, we've got to go.
Yep, moving on.
What was it?
Oh, I've wiped it.
No, you haven't.
It was 12.
Come on, what was... Why have I got this on my face? What was
It
it?
was 128, so just 2.8 more than me.
So more. Hold that.
Why?
Please just hold that.
Oh, I hate the victory dance. I hate the victory dance.
Good, right, let's
How
move
much is
on.
your car? How much?
98, something like that.
£98,000.
Yes.
40,000.
Yeah, but mine's better, so it's more expensive.
40,000.
Faster and louder.
720 horsepower, £40,000.
Hello, fellow driving enthusiasts. James here. Owing to the unique way we make video games, we are sadly unable to have the McLaren Senna in this episode for now. Apologies for
Oh,
that. As a sort of consolation prize, we're going to go back and look at Hammond driving the equally fantastic McLaren 720S from Season 2. It's a cracker, apart from the Hammond bit.
Oh my God!
now we're talking. So watch me screw up somewhere else instead.
Any power, this is good.
See? Told you.
Oh, that is fast.
Actually proud to be British today. We must now get back to our film.
Yes.
Earlier on, we decided that Detroit should be a big sort of petrol-head theme park. So we went over there with 3 tuned muscle cars.
Yeah, and so far we've staged a drag race, done some donuts, and Jeremy has driven over some vegetables.
And then the next day, we decided that what Detroit really needs is a racetrack.
Yeah, even though it already has 2.
Yes, but we wanted something more earthy. So we headed for the city centre. Having returned to the rundown suburbs, we eventually found the perfect place to build a racetrack. Cadillac's old Connor Avenue factory. Because building the track involved heavy machinery and manual labour, Hammond insisted on doing everything himself.
That is going to be a fast corner.
Despite this, though, he soon had everything ready. Because the track had been built by the world's most accident-prone driver, we thought it best that the God-fearing exorcist should christen it.
Where's the truck? I see it now.
Here comes a really dangerous bend.
Oops.
Danger.
After his run, James couldn't wait to give Hammond some constructive feedback.
I just want to say, Hammond, you witless dishcloth. That is the worst racetrack I've ever been round. It's slippery, it's full of holes, it's full of obstacles for you to crash into, it's narrow.
It's challenging, is it? Technical.
It's not challenging, it's only about that much bigger than the car, and it's made of butter. And it appears to be full of asbestos waste.
Oh, it is full of asbestos.
Yeah, I'm sorry
Oh,
about
well,
that.
thank you.
Sorry, close your window.
All of us then set about our practice laps on Hammond's death trap. However, these were just unofficial practice laps. Now it was time for the one-shot winner-takes-all real thing.
In 3, 2, 1, begin!
Go.
That goes here, and into there,
Concentrate, look through the bend. This is a
Around.
complicated one.
and around again.
Slight slow there.
And that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it.
This is a piece of cake.
Did I? Nope. Let's try to get a better lap, or at least more good looking, because that lap was not so great.
Go.
Again, I need to stop this.
Oh, that's interesting. Full throttle. Well, danger. Dab of brakes. Sort it out. Oh no.
How many laps is this? Don't remember. But I'm getting a hang of this now. Spoke too soon. Oh. Okay, there we go.
I proved myself.
32-15.
However, the trouser accident had clearly been worth it.
Yep. I'm happy with that, and I haven't hit any famous musicians or bits of old car factory.
Next, it was the turn of Corporal Crash.
Where's the fire engine gone? I saw
Fire
it
engine's
earlier.
over there. The ambulance is...
Oh, we're all comedians today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Remember, if you lose to James May...
It's more humiliating. It's worse than death.
In 3, 2, 1...
Again. Time to play. Come on, come on, come on.
Oops.
My own car doesn't fit round my own racetrack. What have I done?
Oh, that was sloppy.
Keep going. Oh, I was born to do this. Oh my God.
Come on, little car. Let's do this. Whoops. Whoops.
Oh,
Yeah.
What? Oh, for God's sake.
I'm with you there. I'm sorry.
Right, we're all set.
Ah, it's not app-based, it's time-based. Ah, I get it. Duh.
This is dangerous because of you.
Well,
Good.
I agree.
A quick one.
I don't know how to put this to you, but...
No.
0.4 of a second slower than James May.
This is what death feels like.
Yep, okay, get out of the demon. We've done the demon and the exorcist. It's time for the blue nun.
Blue nut.
Yeah. Totally pointless waste of time there. We've established the Mustang is the fastest by an enormous margin. But I'll go and do it, I suppose. Jeremy Smug in My Little Pony, are you ready?
In 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
My little pony. Oh. Whoa. This car feels good even in the game. Oh, spoke too soon again. I should just be quiet. As soon as I talk, I mess up.
And they go a bit faster. Oh! Get on with it. Flat out, yep.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
This is starting to come together now.
Ooh.
Now we go on to the really fast bit. Come on, turn. Right foot. That is brilliant. Oh,
Oh.
really made. Very quick.
You're running!
I know, but you'll see. He's got to get down to this corner before he gets back. Help me tip this over.
What is it?
It's organic palm oil, very slippery. It's the revenge of the urban farmer.
Into the blind bend. There is Stevie Wonder.
You do know it's palm oil that's ruining life for the world's orangutans.
Only this one.
Come on, come on. Short shifting into third.
And on that terrible disappointment,
For him.
it's back to the tent.
Anyway, look. In part one of that film, we said that we would have a race between the Demon and the Exorcist, a drag race, yeah? And then it never happened. Except it did.
Yeah, you see, Dodge said we couldn't drag race it on the street, but they didn't say anything about airfields. So after we'd finished at our track, we found one of those.
Now, I bowed out of this like I said I would, because the Mustang in the drag racing environment's never going to win. And it became a two-horse race between Sir Crash-a-Lot and the Onanist. Okay? So here it is then, the race between good and evil.
Right, here we go, viewers. It's either salvation or a world plunged into eternal darkness.
Okay, this is it. The race between good and evil. Are we ready, gentlemen? We ready?
No,
Go. What's happening?
I've got a couple of things to do before we start.
You think you can't just drag race this now?
Well, you've got to do it properly. This is a proper drag racing car.
What is he doing?
This is what you get when you buy a Demon. Costs you an extra $1 and you get this crate.
He's got this enormous crate and some bags and tins full of tools with 2 space savers and...
Space Saver wheels.
Hang on. He's now got a different ECU, just telling the engine to be powerful.
Right, why didn't they just put that one in from the start?
Finally, the rebuild of the Demon was complete. And it was time for the drivers to warm their tires. In 3, 2, 1, burn out!
Go!
Right, your tyres are warm. Are you now ready?
What?
Are you ready to come to the start line?
No!
What do you mean, no?
No, that was just a celebratory burnout.
Oh, Jesus, got out.
I've done all the building work, now I've got to set the car up. I've got to get in the right modes, there's stuff to do, mate.
Oh, I've had enough. I'm sorry, I've had enough. Bye.
Bye.
We're never going to do this.
I've never known anything like it.
With our starter on his way back to London, the traffic lights were brought in, and finally, we were ready to go.
I'm gonna bust your ass, evil boy. Oh, yes.
What are you going to do with it now? Because I've seen the film and I wouldn't do it.
Three, two, one. Begin. Unleash the beast.
Ah! Evil wins! Evil wins!
And so on that terrible disappointment for you,
Snowflakes.
it's time to end. Now, next week, it is a Grand Tour special, where we attempt to become the first ever television show in the history of television to go to Colombia and not use the C word. See you then. Goodbye.
Get the music in the background, so it's a good note for me to end this episode of this one here. Okay, and on that bombshell, I'm gonna leave this one here. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.